Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm here with Christiann to discuss how we've been working from home together for the past 5 years. Today, we're going to talk about a couple topics, including how we communicate our important work times to each other, and also how we just communicate during the workday. So, did you want to start with how we communicate important work times to each other?
Sure. So most of the time in the mornings, I like to let Brian know, hey, I've got a lot of calls today, or I have a lot of student class times during the day. Usually they end around the same time, so he kind of already has my schedule in place. So if it's going to be a day that's different, I definitely let him know in the morning how that time's going to look. And he also does the very same for me because he doesn't have too many calls usually, but when he does have calls, he lets me know when he's going to have those calls for the day, so that way we can plan and manage our schedule pretty well.
Yeah, and why is it important to let each other know?
Well, definitely so that we are not distracting each other because I don't want to wreck your workflow, and I know you don't want to mess when I'm in my workflow. And so it's really good that we let each other know, but also we can then maybe decide when we're going to have a break time. So we usually go for a walk around 12:30 because I finish up class time with my students around 12:30. So on a normal basis, 12:30 is going to be, hey, let's go take a walk together, and then maybe come back and have our lunch together. And it's kind of a time for us to break together. But if we don't communicate in the morning, then we have a meeting in the afternoon, then it can mess with that break time. If I'm ready to go at 12:30 and you're deep in thought where you've got a meeting coming up with somebody soon.
Yes, and I think that's an important point because the break time is probably one of the most important times to schedule because that's going to be something that enables you to recharge and get more work done. So even if the communicating meeting schedules is only for being able to determine that break time, I think it's really important. So,
and if I'm going to be home with you, I'd like to have lunch at the same time as well. So it makes it nice if we kind of plan it out because you're kind of saying if I had lunch just a half an hour before you and then I started working and then you were ready for lunch, might as well meet together to have some lunch and get to have some face-to-face time, especially when you're working from home. You don't really see a lot of people.
Yes, I think a lot of people would be surprised about the amount of interaction that can happen during the day, which is sometimes virtually none, even though we're just 20 feet away from each other.
Yeah, it does tend to happen.
So I think the next topic we have down to discuss today, you have a lot to say, which is communicating our finishing times. I think that's a topic that's pretty close to your heart.
I really like to know the end of day work time. So for me, it's usually the same time for my actual job that I work for teaching virtually. I'm done at 4:30, but that doesn't mean I don't have other things that I'm working on at the time. So I like to plan my day. So I know those working hours, but sometimes for Brian, those working hours can go well past 4:30, sometimes till 7:30, 10 at night. So I like to know what is he going to think his day is going to take, how long it's going to take to plan it out. Because one, I can help plan with dinner more. I can, know each other's strength. Like if I have a lighter day that day, then I'll take control of dinner if I know that you're going to have a busier day. So it really is important to know those finishing times. Also because, we do like to have maybe go sit outside in the afternoon, or even if we're going to we've been doing a lot of Zooms with our family. So we can also plan some of those in if we know what our days are going to look like.
Yes. And I can definitely, understand when you're waiting on somebody, it's just no fun at all. So, letting the other person know that like, hey, there's going to be at least an hour before I can, enjoy something with you or, take care of something. It's really important, just because waiting is, rough.
We've had times where, I've been ready with my shoes on waiting for Brian in the past. And then an hour goes by and I've been ready to go on this walk. So that is something that we really have worked on and made sure to communicate, especially when it comes to the short period intervals of like, hey, going for a walk or having lunch together, making sure we let each other know that early in the day. But then there's also communication during our work hours, and that's something that's a little bit different than telling each other our schedule, but it does incorporate into knowing each other's schedule.
Yes. So, I think that it's always important to ask during work hours, if the other person is busy before delivering information. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so I like to always ask you, hey, are you listening or are you busy? Because sometimes he will give an auto response. So you have to ask him if he's actually listening to me. And then if not, then I know, okay, he's still in a train of thought. Or sometimes he'll say, I just need a few more minutes to wrap up my thinking. And the same goes with me. I might be in the middle of something like an email or making lesson plans. So if I'm in my flow, I also just need a few minutes, to let you know, hey, I can't. Sometimes I'll say to him, I'm not even listening right now. I need a minute.
Yes. And, unfortunately, sometimes I can even say yes or okay, a seemingly, normal response, but really whatever it was just went in one ear and out the other. So, being able to pick up on those cues is also incredibly helpful. I think that if you can deliver the message at a later time, utilizing inboxes such as text messages or email or even a physical inbox is a great way too to make sure a thought doesn't get lost, but is still handled when the person is able to handle it best.
Especially non-urgent type messages. What we're going to do for dinner, or hey, do we want to go out with our friends on Friday night? If I ask you that on a Tuesday at 10 a.m., you're going to say, sure, yes. It comes Saturday, when I say ready to go to dinner with our friends, you're going to have no idea what I'm even talking about anymore. And you will always ask, did you ask me that while I was in the middle of working? So, because you don't remember it all. So if it's non-urgent, I kind of will usually try to send you a text because I know you're not one to text a lot. You don't even have the sound on your phone. So that's a good way for me to get a message to you. I know usually when you're looking at your phone, it means you're taking some type of break for you. So really knowing each other, how to communicate with them is going to be a good way. But
yes, picking up on those cues. So, I guess the big point of this is asking yourself if something can wait before trying to communicate that.
Yes. And even if it's something, maybe that day you really didn't communicate well with me about going for a walk, it's really important, I think, because we both work from home, not to, cause a fight or let that person, get mad at them during that workday time, because now both of your days are kind of going to be shot for the rest of your high brain power there. So maybe that's something that you save and save it for maybe at the end of the day of work hours. And maybe you guys can sit outside or go for a walk and just say, hey, I really didn't like it today when you said you were going to be ready to go for a walk at 12:30 and then it was 1:15 and I was still waiting for you. And it kind of just ruined 45 minutes of my day that I could have used for something else. So that's also another time where you can just bring that up when the person's actually listening and can make eye contact and really listen to what you're saying. I think that's an important thing that we have tried to do very well with.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I think you're getting towards, what we like to call a relationship meeting, which is a scheduled time, as frequent as possible, maybe once a month or once a quarter, depending on your relationship, but a time where you're going to be somewhere that is relaxing and you're both in the right mindset to have harder discussions, so discussing those things that are upsetting each other and, being able to have a neutral, safe place to bring those thoughts to the table. I think these are all the benefits of a relationship meeting, which a lot of discussions, that you might want to have during work hours, may be better handled during a relationship meeting.
Definitely. I love our relationship meetings, especially if you find a place to kind of make them more relaxing where you feel comfortable, whether it's going out for coffee or even over like a romantic dinner. But you guys can talk about goals as well as things that might be bothering you. But we've got a whole entire podcast session that we're going to dedicate to helping you how to get your relationship meeting going and what would be some great questions to ask each other to help move forward in those relationship meetings. But those are going to be a big part of helping you decide how you're going to deliver messages to each other during the workday, to letting each other know your schedules and deciding, hey, can this topic wait, or is it something I need to share with them right now?
Absolutely. Yeah. So thanks for listening, and thanks for your discussion, Christiann. I think that we will save anything additional for that next episode about relationship meetings, and where we can talk in depth about what we do and how we think that you can be successful. Thanks for listening.
See you in the living room. Bye.